The first step of making bacon is bacon cure. My favorite bacon cure is 1 part dark brown sugar to 1 part kosher salt. And that is by weight. So they're 50-50 according to weight. Doing it by weight instead of volume is very important because not all kosher salts take up the same amount of space. They vary by brand. Each brand will be more coarse or less coarse. And so that's why it's very important to get the proper ratio to do it by weight and not by volume. Before you start mixing up your cure, you want to get yourself some handy-dandy disposable latex or vinyl gloves. It'll keep you from getting cure under your fingernails and having your hands smell like bacon cure, though I suppose there are worse things in the world. First thing we're going to do is take our kosher salt, rip the top of the box off, and just dump all of that in. We don't have to weigh it out because the weight is on the box. And now, we're going to take our dark brown sugar, and before we pour it in there, I want to just give it a squeeze so it breaks up in as many pieces as possible. And then we're just going to sort of crumble that in there, and that's going to make the mixing that's going to come later a little bit easier. Crumble that over the top. When I mix any cure, especially one that has an ingredient that's sort of wet, like brown sugar, what I'm basically doing is using a kneading effect. So I'm grabbing the handfuls and I'm sort of pushing them into each other. Basically what you're trying to do is take these particles or the big clumps of brown sugar and get them to be evenly incorporated with the salt so that it's nice and even and you don't end up with 1 part that's really salty and 1 part that's really sugary. When you're mixing this, it should be nice and thorough. Make sure that you get in there with your hands, and if you feel any of those big particles, get in there and crumble them up and make sure that they get worked into the salt really well. There's a lot of variations to this recipe. This is just the basics. Some people like to add crushed black peppercorns. I have a friend who puts fish sauce and lemongrass and things like that in there. It's pretty much the sky's the limit. You just want to make sure that your sugar to salt ratio is right around 50-50. But it's all based on personal taste. This is just a jumping off point and you know, my personal favorite recipe. That looks really well mixed. You can see that the brown sugar and the salt particles are all very evenly spaced. I don't have any more chunks in here, and it's ready to go.